tell you, the rate at which generative AI is reshaping how we work, learn, and spend time is truly astonishing. And in the industrial or manufacturing space, artificial intelligence is touted for its ability to achieve business value. Adding generative AI to the physical product design toolkit can accelerate and advance innovation. We're learning about that, but only if manufacturing companies can effectively use the technology. So I'm joined today by Massimiliano Maruzzi, who is the CEO of Xaba, a startup that's working on a single platform to deploy automation faster, eliminate manual programming, and scale intelligent manufacturing. Welcome, Max.
Thank you, Rihanna. It's a pleasure being here with you and give an opportunity to basically inform the audience about what we are doing with AI at Xaba. Thank you again.
Your generative industrial AI equips machines with cognitive intelligence. What does that mean? So the key part of this smart brain is Xaba's xCognition cognitive control technology. So you can think of it like a central intelligence hub specifically designed for factory machines, right? And then it can completely handle the job of programming the robots and other equipment for a given task. But what I also find fascinating, or the more sophisticated part, is that xCognition can automatically create the specific instructions or part programs that tell the robot what movements to make. It also writes the underlying computer language, the PLC language, that controls all the machine's functions, essentially, as you say, bringing the machine to life.
As you said, that our mission is really to provide the foundational AI platform to transform automation. Okay, that's really our mission. Okay, so we are the foundational AI that is going to enable generative AI in essence to transform automation. Our flagship product is, as you said, name it very well, it's called xCognition. The problem does not reside in the hardware. Okay, it's never been the fact that the robot doesn't have enough freedom, enough spirit, in essence, to express what you want. But it was incapacitated, if I can say that way, or handicapped by the fact that the current control doesn't have a brain. Okay, it doesn't have a brain, it doesn't understand his body, doesn't understand the capacity, doesn't understand the environment about him. And so I said, what about if we are going to architect what later on became xCognition, a synthetic brain, which is mimicking exactly the functionality of a human brain for a machine? And that's, in a nutshell, what is xCognition. Is a synthetic brain mapped and architected very similar to a human brain for a machine. What that mean, Rihanna? And you mentioned several things, no? So first of all, one of the difficulty to program a robotic system is, for example, to define all the trajectory that the robot has to do, okay? Delivering then the factor where it's supposed to go in a way that the welding really happen with the quality that you want, or the gluing, or the painting, or the assembly, whatever you want, or the machining in that direction. And so the CAD model is a mathematical abstraction. The computer-aided manufacturing that defines the trajectory of the robot is based on the mathematical abstraction of that. And so then the information that you're sending to the machine is wrong, okay? Or it needs a lot of human supervision in order to really get corrected, okay? Instead, one of the part of my brain, of my product, is called, in essence, the deep side aspect of xCognition, which is a combination of physics-based AI to really capture the elastomechanical dynamic representation of the machine. So that means the body, the capacity of the body, that is the number one. The second aspect inside to the brain is more the cortex of the brain. One, if there is a vision system, it can connect with that, you know, like our eye. In the case of the robot, is a camera. And then, so the robot now is empowered to see the real geometry with all these variances and all component and characteristics. Then the other aspect of the cortex is to transform that visualization to a natural code for the body of the machine and what the control can understand in order to move then the factor.
What is your target market really? What's the starting point for a factory with legacy equipment? Are they out of the equation? What are the fundamentals that need to be in place before your technology can be applicable to them?
The last thing that company like, I don't know, Volkswagen, Toyota, Stellantis, and so on, Boeing, GE, and whatever, they want to hear, oh, you guys should replace your fleet of hardware, throw it away, and then use mine in that direction, when the problem is not even the hardware in the first place. And so retrofitting is number one, okay, in terms of sustainability for us, for the reason that I said. Because we are super interested in retrofitting right now, and not really asking them to throw away an entire factory. So they are not out of the equation. Absolutely, Rihanna. Your question, the other one was, how can they actually, now that we are okay, we know that we can retrofit, legacy equipment, great. How and what way the factory should be prepared in order to receive a technology like xCognition? The technology, there is an antibody sometimes into the factory against innovation. It's called the antibody of the innovation, which means is fighting any new technology that is arriving in order to maintain the status quo. The number one customer for us are the integrator. The integrator are capable to provide to us the data, robotics integrator, automation integrator, I'm talking about Rihanna, before we're reaching the customer. And so in reality, what we need from the customer is an open mind to say, this is not another augmented reality technology or a predictive maintenance tool, which with all the respect, this one is the technology that enable your automation to remove the barrier. And so you should commit on the technology. Number two, you have a crew of engineers and scientists that are feeling motivated because they're not getting their face burned, or they're not scripting, or they're not offsetting something. Instead, they're pushing the envelope. They're talking with a synthetic description of that, of what they are human, okay, in front of them, in essence, and that one is the rewarding for them. So the machine is showing to them that their dreams are becoming real, or what are the limitations of that one, and then both of them can actually exchange this learning